Chapter 4. The bell of the black phone trilled insistently as Kara McDuffie dashed into the room, a sheen of sweat forming on her brow from the sudden burst of movement. She lunged for the receiver, her breath coming in shallow, hurried gasps. "Hello," she panted, trying to steady her breath. Her heart hammered in her chest, the echo of the phone's ring still reverberating in her ears. Silence. "Hello?" she repeated, voice tinged with irritation and concern. The quiet on the other end was deafening, each second stretching into an eternity. A beat. Then a voice, thick with a Gaelic accent, broke the stillness. "Hand the phone to Rory McDuffie." "What? Who is this, please?" Kara asked, confusion blooming in her chest, mingling with a growing sense of dread. "Hand the phone to Rory McDuffie now," the voice demanded, unyielding and ironclad. There was a clarity to the demand that suggested a dire urgency. Kara stammered, mind racing to make sense of the situation, and called out, "Dear, there is someone on the line who needs to speak with you." Rory, ensconced in his easy chair and buried in the evening paper, mumbled something too low to catch. "Rory, he wants to speak with you," Kara emphasized, extending the phone towards her husband with a trembling hand. The room's cozy atmosphere, suffused with the smell of dinner cooking, felt suddenly and starkly oppressive. With a grumble, Rory snapped the paper shut, tossing it onto the side table. Rising with a hint of annoyance, he grabbed the phone. "Yes? What's this about?" His voice carried an edge of impatience and irritation. Relieved to be rid of the phone, Kara wiped her hands on her apron and retreated to the kitchen, where the comforting smells of dinner beckoned, but failed to calm her racing thoughts. "If you want to see your daughter alive, you will do as we tell you," the voice on the other end stated coldly, each word a nail hammered into Rory's spine. "What? Who is this?" Rory's heart started pounding, a chilling dread creeping into his bones, freezing him to the spot. Silence. "I have no idea what you're talking about," Rory insisted, panic starting to claw at the edges of his consciousness. Silence. "We have your daughter. If you are smart and want to see her alive, you will pay the ransom we require," the voice persisted, each syllable deliberate and cold, an icy stab to Rory's heart. Rory's pulse quickened, each beat loud in his ears. Thelma. He clutched the phone tighter, knuckles whitening as his mind raced. "Okay. Where do you have her? What do you want me to do? We don't have the kind of money for a ransom, but tell me what you want, and I'll try to get it," he pleaded, voice taut with barely controlled fear. "You have everything that is required," the man said. "You have 48 hours to bring us the antique." Antique? Rory's mind scrambled for understanding, rifling through memories long buried. "I don't have anything I'd consider an antique here. Just name your price, and I'll get it to you," he argued, voice cracking under the weight of the situation. "Mr. McDuffie, the price is simple. Bring us your family heirloom, and your daughter will live. Otherwise, she will die a horrible death. Of this we can assure you," the stranger declared with a chilling finality. Rory's world spun, the room blurring around him as he paced. Thelma, his dear Thelma. They had her. Had they hurt her? Where was she? Kara, having overheard Rory's side of the conversation, rushed back into the room, her face pale, hand clutching her apron tightly. She placed a trembling hand on her chest, eyes wide with terror and brewing questions. "What is going on, Rory?" Kara's voice was tense, her breath quickening as she saw the turmoil etched into his face. He threw up his hand in a futile attempt to stop her questions, but she pressed on. "Did you say ransom?" Rory stopped pacing abruptly, the gravity of the situation a heavy weight on his shoulders, visible in the furrows on his forehead. "Heirloom. Okay. I understand what you're asking now. Please, don't hurt my daughter. What you're talking about isn't here. I've never owned that thing in my life," Rory explained, the words tumbling out in frantic desperation. "Well, you will retrieve it and bring it to us. You have 48 hours. The stranger's voice was cold and unyielding, a granite wall of threats. Rory's mind raced. "I can get it, I promise. But it's not here in the States. I will have to travel to get it, and retrieving it won't be easy." "You don't understand what you're asking. This is insane," he said, wiping the sweat from his forehead, the pacing starting anew. The man on the other end chuckled, a dark, humorless sound that sent chills down Rory's spine. "We do know what we are asking, and you will do as we tell you, or your daughter will suffer for your failure." "Okay, I can get it. But with travel and actually acquiring the piece, it'll take more like 4 days, not 2. Can you give me that extra time? Rory's plea was filled with urgency, a rope of desperation thrown into a void. Silence. Get the heirloom and meet us at Castle Macduff, midnight. We trust you know where that is. You have 4 days. The line went dead, the finality of the click echoing in the room like a death knell. Rory set the receiver down slowly, his hand trembling with the weight of the last few minutes. Kara reached out, touching his arm, seeking support and reassurance. What's happening, Rory? A ransom? Ransom for what? Who? Is it Thelma? Who has Thelma? Kara's voice grew increasingly frantic, the fear mirrored in her eyes. Rory walked over and slumped into his easy chair, his mind a whirlwind of thoughts. The heirloom. The ancient relic the stranger demanded. He hadn't thought about it in years, convinced it was a family legend, a tale spun to entertain children, until one day spent with his grandfather. He recalled vividly the day's events. How they had driven in his grandfather's old truck to seemingly nowhere. Rory watched his grandfather disappear towards one of the many ancient dolmens scattered across the Irish landscape near their family castle. He had waited, dutifully patient, yet brimming with youthful curiosity. His grandfather returned, carrying a bundle wrapped in an old cloth. As he placed it in the truck's bed, the cloth slipped slightly, revealing a flash of a silver blade, dazzling in the afternoon sun. Rory had asked what it was, but his grandfather had hushed him, saying it was their secret, a secret he had kept all these years. Rory snapped out of his thoughts as Kara's shrill voice cut through his haze. She was in full panic, arms flailing, voice near hysterical. What are we going to do, Rory? Who has our daughter, and what do they want? He stood, gripping her shoulders firmly as he met her frantic gaze. Everything will be fine, Kara. I know what I need to do. Just try to calm down. Kara rolled her eyes, pushing his hands off. Calm down? Relax? Our daughter is in danger, and you expect me to be calm? Her voice shot up an octave. You must be out of your mind if you think I'm just going to sit here and twiddle my thumbs while Thelma is in serious trouble. Kara, come and sit down. Rory coaxed her to the couch, but she remained standing, eyes wide and wild, hands clutching the back of a chair like a lifeline. Yes, they have our daughter. They're demanding a ransom for her safe return. The thing is, they don't want money. They want something else, something far more valuable, Rory said, his voice laden with the gravity of the situation. Kara's brow furrowed in confusion. What do you mean they don't want money? What in the world do they want? They want an ancient family heirloom, something that's been in my family for generations. I had forgotten about it until now. I have to go get it and bring it back to them. It's the only way to get Thelma back, Rory explained, the weight of the task ahead pressing down on him like a physical burden. Rory headed to the bedroom, Kara right on his heels, the urgency of the situation propelling them both. I have to pack. They only gave me 4 days to get there, find it, and deliver it to them, Rory said, his voice sharp with determination as he threw clothes haphazardly into his old military duffel. Do you know where it is? What about Warren? Did they take him too? Kara's questions came rapid fire, her anxiety bubbling over. They didn't mention Warren. I don't know if they have him or not. I'll find out more once I get there, Rory replied, his focus laser sharp on preparing for the mission ahead. With his bag packed, he turned to Kara, pulling her into his arms. I know it's crazy, and I know it's dangerous, but I have to do this to get Thelma back. It's the only option we've got. Kara broke from his embrace, her resolve hardening. Well, I'm coming with you, she declared, grabbing the duffel and heading to the closet. No, Kara, you can't go. It's too dangerous, Rory insisted, his tone leaving no room for argument. And before you protest, I'm calling John. He and the guys will go with me. We'll be fine. I need you here in case I need to contact you. Kara paused, her hands frozen on the clothes hangers. Do you think John will go with you? I do, Rory replied, especially when I tell him what's at stake. Rory left the bedroom, duffel bag in hand. He dropped it on the couch and picked up the phone, dialing John's number with fingers fueled by urgency and desperation. Hello? John's voice came through the line, steady and familiar, a lifeline in the storm of chaos. John, it's Rory. Something's happened to Thelma. I can't go into details over the phone, but can you rally the guys and meet me at your place? I'm leaving here in 5 minutes. A brief pause. Yeah, we'll be there. See you soon. Rory hung up and turned, ready to head out the door for what would be the most harrowing journey of his life. Be careful, Rory. Bring her home. Kara's voice was a mixture of hope and fear as she wrapped her arms around him again. He held her tightly for a moment, planting a light kiss on her cheek before stepping away. As he reached for the door, Kara called out, clearing her throat. Aren't you forgetting something? He turned to see her holding the duffel bag, an amused yet worried smile on her face. He rolled his eyes, taking the bag from her with a small chuckle. And this, she added, placing his fedora on his head, a gesture as full of love as it was practical. Rory managed a weak smile. See, I told you I needed you here. Yes, but who's going to keep you all together while you're gone? Kara asked, the worry evident in her eyes, the question lurking beneath the surface. What will become of us if you don't come back? They both looked at each other, the answer perfectly clear, a shared understanding that needed no words. John, they said in unison. A brief laugh escaped Rory's lips, a momentary break from the pressing weight of responsibility. Then, with a final nod, he was out the door, the night air cool and bracing. Rory knew they were stepping into a race against an unforgiving clock, the stakes higher than ever before. And as he walked, the fear gnawing at him like a persistent, insidious predator, one thought remained clear. He would do whatever it took to bring Thelma back safely.